If you're new here, my name is Will Finley, and I am the creator of the content here on 411 Now. If you're new here, I would like to take a moment to welcome you and thank you for stopping in to check out today's video. I would appreciate if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like this content, please consider subscribing so we can, grow together and learn more together. And thank you for joining me today. For all my returning viewers, I love you all. Thank you again for being here with me. So today, we're taking another look at the cuckoo train. The cuckoo train of Lori Vallows and Chad Daybell. We need to go back to last week in this case. Last week, Mr. Means, oh boy, what a gift he has been to this case. He has definitely kept it interesting, hasn't he? Mr. Means last week filed an order with the court and said, in part of this motion, he said in a nutshell that Lori Vallows was receiving information and has been coerced against him and against her actual rights. Yes, that a state employee who works there at the IDHW, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, the state hospital where she is receiving restorative care, had instructed her that as part of homework that she needed to fire her attorney, Mr. Means. Now, we can all agree Mr. Means has absolutely no reason to be on this case. He is a detriment to her actually getting a fair trial. He's a detriment more to the respect that the court actually has. Now, he's completely lost. We all can agree upon that. He's a bumbling fool. But did a state employee actually coerce her into firing him and then give her the phone number so she could call the LDS church and ask for legal counsel through the church? That is what he put in the papers as her intention to actually call the church. Did she call it? Well, apparently it looks like she did call the number, but did she do so on the actual basis of a state employee telling her, you need to call these people and you need to have Mr. Means fired? Well, we don't know if any of that's true at all because the investigation just started last week. Now, moving forward into the other day, what took place in this case and has taken a giant wrench and chucked it into the mixer when it comes to this case. And possibly, if everything goes the way that he is asking right now, would put a huge delay in the entire case of it proceeding forward to the point where we could actually get a trial and watch one of these two people be prosecuted for what they did in the murder of JJ, Tylee, Tammy, Charles, all of this. Throwing a huge wrench into the entire thing. What he is asking, what Mr. Pryor is asking is that Rob Wood, the DA, the prosecuting attorney in this case, be removed from the case completely. That would remove his co-counsel who is working with him underneath his license. So both of them would be gone immediately. What he wants them to do is place a special counsel in the position of looking at the possible charges, the evidence in this case, to see if they should have even charged Chad with the murder of his wife, Tammy. As ridiculous as that sounds, he's basing the entire thing on what Mr. Means filed last week. That the LDS Church, the Church of Latter-day Saints, is somehow involved, and they're actually coerced, and they're somehow motivating Mr. Wood, who is a member of the Church of the Latter-day Saints himself, that he is motivated by the fact that Chad is a former member. Yes, in case you're not aware, Chad Daybell has been excommunicated from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He has been removed. Now, it is completely, not out of the norm at all for someone to be excommunicated from the LDS Church and be able to get back into grace with them and become a member of the LDS Church again. All he would have to do is say he repents everything that he believed before. That would be the first start, and immediately the council would meet to actually review his repentant of the actual beliefs that he has. He could get back into the LDS Church. Once you've been excommunicated, that isn't it forever. You're not just gone from the LDS Church. But anyways, they believe that the LDS Church has been, somehow pressuring Mr. Woods and filing these charges and everything else to prosecute Chad for the murder of Tammy. On top of that, they've asked for the trial to be moved to an area that has less LDS members, that is not a stronghold for the LDS Church, which they most likely will be doing. They will most likely be moving the case to Boise, Idaho. And at that time, they will have a larger pool of non-LDS members to actually draw from. Because apparently, Mr. Pryor and Chad are very worried about the fact that the church has such an influence in this case that it would somehow corrupt the possibility of getting a fair trial, or that if a trial should even happen in the first place. Again, basing this entire thing on the fact of what Mr. Means filed, that a state employee is using coercion to actually convince Lori to fire him and to hire a different attorney. If that little tiny part is even true, basing this entire thing upon that, because it would be a conflict of interest, and it would be unethical for a state employee to do so. That's where we're at. Try to make sense of all that. I've done everything I could to write this out and to express it in a way that made any sense. Trust me, I have taken the entire thing and boiled it down from here to here. There's even more strange things involved in this that would take hours to try to explain and break apart. But that's where we're at in the cuckoo train of Lori Vallows and Chad Daybell. Where will the next stop be? Nobody knows. This train just keeps on chugging along in the fast track, and it's going in the wrong direction. We're getting farther and farther away by the day from actually seeing justice be served for any of the people who were murdered in this case. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this content and you want to hear more about the Chad and Lori cuckoo train, please consider clicking that subscribe button and hitting that bell icon to be notified when I upload my content on this channel. Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I have new content on this channel. Thank you very much for being here today. You stay safe out there.